Hello. In this episode, we're going to have an overview, or really a kind of preview, of some various roles that government has in agricultural development, particularly in addressing market failure, but also with regard to merit goods. It's really worth emphasizing the different dimensions of market failure, partly because I think the inclination is to consider agriculture as an essential case of perfect markets. Often farms and agriculture are used as an illustration in introducing perfect competition in introductory classes. Indeed, there may be millions of farmers in a market in a developed country, and clearly most of them are not price setters, they're not price makers. However, many market failures are present in general in any country in the agricultural sector, but particularly in developing countries. Let's take a look at some of them. Well, the first just has to do with reducing environmental externalities. You may make decisions yourself about how many pesticides and chemical fertilizers to use and the care you take in terms of runoff of some of these chemicals into neighboring streams, or the attention you take to erosion that may affect other farms, or the extent to which you draw down on water tables, but these also affect other farmers. And so some regulation of some kind over these conditions is going to be important. We'll talk more about that as we go along. Implementing agricultural research and extension services to overcome information and education market failures. We'll talk about that in just a moment as a concrete illustration of some programs that go together with these factors. However, in general, there is too little research on how to improve productivity, particularly in developing country contexts. In addition, there's too little opportunities for farmers to gain information on the most recent developments. And so, as a result, extension services that, as I say, we'll look at just very shortly, have emerged as an important feature in agricultural development. Also, helping to create markets where they're simply missing. A simple example would be just a market for being able to sell your products. We take it as a given that there'll be some middle people to sell your products to, but that's not always the case. It may be very important to have weather insurance, but for whatever reason, that's not been the case in many countries. And we'll come back to this later on when we look at the microeconomics of these problems. Also, there may be credit market failures so that farmers are not able to buy the inputs that would otherwise be efficient for them to use. Another aspect has to do with addressing monopoly power in input supply. Sometimes in local regions, there are not alternative dealers that you can buy your inputs from, but only one. Or if there are several, there may be small enough in number to be able to effectively collude in keeping these prices of inputs high, which has efficiency implications for farming. It also has distributional implications. Addressing monopsonistic power where it persists. So for example, there may be only one employer in an agricultural region, a major landowner, or there may be a few, but they may be able to collude. They know each other well, they have an interest in doing so. This may depress wages and lead to, therefore, efficiency problems. There also can be monopsonistic power in your output market. As a farmer, you're growing a crop, and so you may not face those perfectly competitive markets, especially if there's not proper infrastructure. You don't have an opportunity of open markets to sell where you might get your best possible price. Helping to achieve economies of scale in marketing. There may not be economies of scale in production on farms, but in marketing the products, even in the sense of having one big truck to bring the crops to market, may matter. And so this may not happen automatically. Overcoming informational asymmetries in product quality. something else that's very important in the sense that farmers may know very well that they are the producers who know how to get a good quality product. But the potential buyers do not know that, this is the farmer to buy from, because you can be really sure and count on their high quality. So this is a problem that needs to be addressed. As usual, problems of providing needed infrastructure are quite important. It does not mean much to have a functioning market if there's not a road to get the crops that you're now specializing into a market. Institutional reform is often going to be needed. Bad or extractive institutions in rural areas are often a key reason why we have much of the migration that we do to cities, as we've looked at in Chapter 7. Maintaining and enforcing inclusive institutions in which farmers can be confident that, for example, if they make investments in their land, the land's value won't go up so much that those in power have an incentive to somehow take the land away. Then merit goods as well, to help ensure shared growth in the agricultural sector, and to address poverty traps in rural areas, help the very poor farmers get out of chronic poverty, where it's most commonly seen in rural areas and in agriculture.